Hi, I'd like to share with you today Psalm 63, which is just a beautiful, beautiful masterpiece of praise and showing a relationship between the writer of this psalm, who is purported to be David, King David, and God. And so let's read this together and think about this today. Psalm 63, a psalm of David when he was in the wilderness of Judah. O God, you are my God. Early will I seek you. My soul thirsts for you. My flesh longs for you, in a dry and thirsty land where there is no water. So I have looked for you in the sanctuary to see your power and your glory. Because your loving kindness is better than life, my lips shall praise you. Thus I will bless you while I live. I will lift up my hands in your name. My soul shall be satisfied as with marrow and fatness, and my mouth shall praise you with joyful lips. When I remember you on my bed, I meditate on you in the night watches. Because you have been my help, therefore in the shadow of your wings I will rejoice. My soul follows close behind you. Your right hand upholds me. But those who seek my life to destroy it shall go into the lower parts of the earth. They shall fall by the sword. They shall be a portion for jackals. But the king shall rejoice in God. Everyone who swears by him shall glory. But the mouth of those who speak lies shall be stopped. Now let's jump back up here to the top and take a look at this. One of the most beautiful phrases in the Bible is, "O God, you are my God." I've had the opportunity to hear quite a few different speakers speaking on the Bible and about the Bible, and I've read many books. And I've heard some say that there is no such thing in the Bible as a personal relationship with God. And for those who say such a thing, I just have to say, I believe that they do not have a personal relationship with God, if they don't think that there is such a thing in the Bible. When you read the language of David and the language of Paul and the language of Abraham and some of these great men and women of faith in the Bible, you see things like this: "Oh God, you are my God." I just want to sit there and chew on that for a little while. Can I say that about my God? Well, here are some identifying marks of one who can say that God is their God. Early I will seek you. My soul thirsts for you. My flesh longs for you in a dry and thirsty land where there is no water. You may remember the psalm that begins, "As the deer pants for the water, so my soul longs after you." This is the same kind of thought. Here he is out in the desert. You can think about a Psalm of David when he's in the wilderness of Judah. He's out in the desert. He's running from Saul, and he's just saying, "I'm in a dry and a thirsty land," and that's the way my soul feels for you, Lord. And he knows that God has what will satiate his thirst and fill his empty stomach. And of course, when we come to the New Testament, we have Jesus, and Jesus says, "I am the bread of life, and I am the water of life. He who comes to me shall never thirst," Jesus says. So he says, "I've looked for you in the sanctuary to see your power and your glory." David goes where he believes God is, and he goes to the sanctuary, which would have been the tabernacle during his time, and he would have searched for God in God's house. Today we are the temple of God. The people of God are the temple of God. But we also come together to enjoy periods of focused worship together towards God. And perhaps we could say, in that sense, we look for God in His sanctuary. We want to see God's power and God's glory as well. Loving kindness. Loving kindness here is the Old Testament word for grace. If you read through the Psalms, you'll probably see this come up over and over. Loving kindness is better than life, he says. My lips shall praise you. Let's see. My soul, it says, my soul shall be satisfied as with marrow and fatness. With marrow and fatness, those are the choice parts of the animal that they would love to eat. The fat gives it a great taste to the flesh. And my mouth shall praise you with joyful lips. He's just saying, this is how I feel when you are with me, God. I feel like I am being filled with the best. When I remember you on my bed, I meditate on you in the night watches. I meditate. You see those two things there? When you go to bed at night, do you lay in your bed thinking about God and your relationship with Him? Is that what you're thinking about? Or are you thinking about all the troubles of the day and all the troubles of the next day? And your life is here and it's stuck. David's life had plenty of trouble, but at night, he says, in his bed, he's remembering his relationship with God. The reason is he sees that God has been such a tremendous help to him, because you have been my help. Therefore, in the shadow of your wings, I will rejoice. God is the one who is holding David up. He sees people around who are seeking his life to destroy it, but he knows their end. He says they're going to go into the lower parts of the earth. They're going to go to their graves. They will see destruction. They will fall by the sword, he says. They'll be eaten by dogs. There'll be a portion for jackals. But the king shall rejoice in God. And perhaps we see here, maybe David wrote this as he was king. And so he's saying the king's going to still rejoice in God. And everyone who swears by him, that ties you back to God, not back to the king. Everyone who swears by him shall glory. But the mouth of those who speak lies shall be stopped. It doesn't matter who's bringing trouble into your life. It does not matter. Whatever the case, God will take care of those things. He will vindicate you in his righteousness. Oh God, you are my God.